Let me show you Africa as an entrepreneur. Africa is a fundamental part of the global economy.
There's a way the world does business and there's a way we do business.
When we put our faith and our trust in God, He's the master strategist and always directs our path. So it's a vibrant, young market with lots of energy.
Along with our diverse cultures, provide us with rich insights into God and His creativity.
There are people building businesses. So come see that Africa.
Welcome back to the Faith Driven Entrepreneur Group. I'm Peter Nagy, I'm your host, and I'm leading Oasis Accelerator in Egypt, and I'm talking to you actually from the heart of Cairo in the Nile River. One ancient historian wrote that Egypt was a gift of the Nile. The Nile River has long been a great connector for commerce and civilization. As early as the Stone Age, cities populated along the waterway because of the fertile ground that surrounded it. As people became more advanced, they began to travel to those other cities along the river. They engaged in trade and business with one another. Someone from one community would need something from another community produced. So they would make their way down to the Nile to get where they needed to go. Isn't it interesting how some things stay the same in the world? While most of us don't travel by river these days to do business, we're all well aware of our need for one another. Let's use this video for example. You see me speaking here, but there's another guy behind the camera. There's a company that built the boat I'm standing on, and a person who handled the transaction for us to rent it. Each of these pieces and more played a critical part in getting this video made. We need each other to succeed. This is true beyond business as well. Think about it in church. Few people are called to full-time ministry. Most are going out into the world, doing work like each of you watching this. This is a good thing. A church full of pastors would have a hard time reaching beyond its own building. The full mission of God calls us to partnership within the church and outside it. We need each other. The next video shows how powerful it can be when we create those kind of partnerships. Let's check it out.
In 1990, I did my first YWAM school, DTS, and I heard somebody talking about school in Montana for sports ministry. So I went to Montana, and in these 3 months, where the vision came for the sports ministry, I heard like the voice of God that I'm going to use you in an amazing way with thousands of kids. In Egypt, for many years, the education is the key, and all the Arab country coming and learning in the Egyptian school. If you make camps in Egypt successful, they can impact the Arab world. So during the summer, we have a lot of kids coming from Saudi Arabia, from Dubai. So Egypt, because the number of the people, because the language, like the Arabic language, they can impact easily the Arab world. Take us from 1997 until 2003, we start the first camp with Christian. It was very successful. The year after, fully booked camp. The year after, 2 camps. Year after, 3 camps. And many schools start to call us, say, we want to do camps, but we cannot do it with the church. And this was the beginning of Wellspring. Why not start a company and to do camps for the schools? Today, Wellspring works with more than 200,000 kids almost every year. We have more than 1,200 counselors. We have 60 full-time. In the beginning, it was not easy, but now, because you have the brand, it's easy. So it's a lot of opportunity for Christian leaders, for anyone who want to start something. I feel that, like, yes, you can succeed. You can be pioneer for many things in this.
I was really fascinated with the impact that Wellspring was doing in the lives of people, young kids, in only a week long camp. So we always wonder about what impact can we do in the lifetime where we can get engaged in the sports as well, using the same DNA, the approach, and the brand trusted like Wellspring. So this is why I'm very excited about having this with Life Sports Club, having Westspring as a core partner in this project. We plan to finish it between 18 and 24 months. We have 25 acres piece of land with over 20 different sports: soccer, tennis, squash, basketball, volleyball, different types of swimming activities as well. We have paddle, we have pickleball, we have gymnastics, we have gym, crossfitting, name it. We have 11 buildings on the project, and we have an underground big parking, and we have a working space, we have a daycare, we have a pharmacy, a bank branch, everything that you need for your day. So it's a pleasant, joyful experience that we envision and we promise as well to provide. Life Sports Club is in a very unique and premium location because it lands on a very important axe where it connects the new administrative capital with East Cairo as well. It has a lot of international school communities around us, over maybe 20 to 30 different schools. It has a lot of international community as well between teachers, leaders of international companies working in Egypt. It's very new.
All the parents, they want their kids to play sports and to learn through sports. So this is why we have passion for sports, passion to build a new generation of coaches. And we believe the coach is the key for any sports.
Sports, we always look to be excellent what we do. As an athlete, I would be looking to train hard and to demand a lot of myself to do my best when I was playing. And when I bring it to coaching, it's the same thing. I'm going to study, I'm going to seek to be the best coach as I can be because I want to be excellent. I want to do everything with excellence. But what I've been learning is that the excellence is not just about the quality of the work that we do, but it's also about the essence of how we do and why we do that.
A coach as a leader, I don't think is there to only lead and only coach other younger maybe people, but a leader is always there to empower other leaders. So to make a difference in the community, I don't think you only coach kids. I think you teach them life lessons and you give them content that they can relate to other areas of their life. And just those bridges that you build, those connections that you help them make between the field and real life scenarios, those will help them grow up to be leaders, and those will help them to impact their community, hopefully building a new generation of leaders again.
We want to be the best employer in Egypt. We want them to work at a place where they love doing what they're doing, people who want to work there because they feel they're doing something that's changing Egypt.
We're leading the market on this. We're a flagship, and we're receiving a lot of requests from different bodies. Guys, come and help operate this club, do this camp, do this training for our company or our community. So this means that the influence is there. People are looking and they are very hungry for a transformational journey and for a brand or a team they trust. And everyone wants to have a business that would last for many years. So for the club, if you talk about the club, for an instant, you have a capacity of over 20,000 families, but we're only targeting half of it. So it gives us a lot of opportunity to the future. And also for the revenue generating continuous services that we're providing as well, it gives us the chance to reinvest and keep investing in growing the service portfolio that we're doing, making sure that we always keep a very high quality of the product and service that we're doing. And also it helps us decrease the pressure of trying to fundraise all the time, but rather than being self-sustained and growing and reinvesting in the business, so that we're using this to grow into different sectors of the service portfolio.
Most of us will not see the impact through the life they're living, but it's not about us. It's about the new generation, about the coming generation. So when I'm thinking about the club, it's not about me. I'm building something for 100 years. So it's all what I'm thinking and I'm dreaming. It's not for my generation, it's for many generations. If I see it, it's good. If I don't see it, it's coming. The impact is coming.
You're probably well aware of Adam's creation story. God made him out of dust and soon after created his partner Eve. It wasn't good for him to be alone. We hear this story often in the context of community or relationships, but shouldn't it be just as true in our businesses? Practically speaking, we're better together. Partnership helps us keep things in perspective. We're able to edify one another, care for one another, and even challenge one another. When we connect this idea of in partnership back to Scripture, there is even more reason to work and co-labor with others. We're told that where two or more gather, Christ is with them. Partnership reminds us of Jesus' interest in and involvement in our daily lives. And partnership comes in many forms. We may recognize it first in a group of co-founders, but relationship can also be found among like-minded entrepreneurs who are working to glorify God in the marketplace. Meaningful relationships are also formed within a small group at your local church or global CEO group made of deeply committed believers who feel strapped to the mast with you to accomplish the mission and purposes of God in your venture. And of course, your spouse is a perfect companion to be in close partnership on this journey of an entrepreneur. Whether it's sitting with co-founders, standing shoulder to shoulder with other like-minded entrepreneurs, or sharing your innermost thoughts with a spouse, partnerships help put to death the lone wolf mindset. We know that if you want to go fast, you can go alone, but if you want to go far, you go together. Partnerships remind us how important it is to have people by our side who can trust and turn to for guidance, advice, and encouragement. How we view our work teams is another form of partnership. Do you see your team as employees or team members just sitting on their hands waiting for your commands? Or are they truly partners, co-authors who have ownership in this vision that God is writing? We each have an opportunity to foster our partnerships well. Whether we're talking about co-founders and employees, churches, governments, or any others. These remind us that we are people that are better together. Do you view it that way? Are you looking for creative ways to do great work with others? Take some time to discuss these questions and the others with your group. Open yourselves up to learning from one another. Be open and honest with each other. What you get out of this time together will only be as rich and edifying as what you put into it. Blessings on your time, and we'll see you next session.